Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here with my good friend Clayton from the Watchdog podcast.
Hey
I'm
guys,
I'm I'm getting
hello.
better at that.
Better than me. I haven't done it in a while.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to see you, Clayton.
Good
It's
to
good
see
to
you too,
see.
Sanjay.
Thank you. Good to see everyone in the chat. Clayton, how are you, and what's on your list today?
I'm doing well. It's been a crazy weekend. Met a bunch of new clients, and we actually got a new dog, a 3-year-old rescue beagle who
Yeah.
made his way all the way from Texas over the
Wow.
last few days. So he's adjusting very well. He's totally chill, just like,
Yeah.
all right, you're my new family. He fit right in. Took him for a long walk tonight. He's great. I have not been able to take off the No Time to Die
Nice.
Seamaster. I've tried it on various straps. It's back on the original NATO. I have more coming this week, including a strap from our good pal Chaz. So Chaz, thank
Oh,
you.
nice.
And yeah, I'm excited. And I will say one thing to steal from Jeff McMahon. If the bracelet like really works well on my wrist, this has the potential to be my, as Jeff might say, my signature watch.
Yeah. I was waiting for that actually.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to get that bracelet. But yeah, I have a couple brown sailcloths coming for it and stuff. So excited.
Yeah. I'm actually kind of anticipating you getting that. Like I'm kind of on the edge of my seat to see how that clasp fares on your wrist. I'm sure it'll be fine, but I'm really looking forward to seeing pictures of that.
Yeah, most people who seem to get along with it well have bigger wrists than me. I'm a little nervous about it, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully it'll go well. What kind of straps did you try it on? Any leathers? Are you
Yeah, I
okay with
tried my
the
Hirsch James.
right? Yeah, I saw
I've
that.
worn on that. I got a Barton sailcloth today, but it's too, and they have the automatics, your favorite, sort of
Yeah.
the built-in spring bar. It's
Yeah.
not a great fit. I actually had to like shave a little bit um the top of that strap, and I kind of butchered it.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I had high hopes. I have actually one of the Notice sailcloth straps coming for it, and I have a strap code brown sailcloth coming for it, and then I'm
Nice.
getting a Nick Mankey as
Yeah.
well. So
Yeah, cool.
yeah, very
Yeah.
excited.
For sure. I used to try. I used to have a few Bartons, but they always were a little QC off.
Yeah,
But
was
this
not
was,
impressed.
yeah, this is going back 3 years. I had the same issue with Strap Code, but they actually upped their game um, up recently. So you never know. Maybe Barton's better now than they used to be. But um, yeah, it's great to see you. But let's dip into the chat, do the Bobby leg zigzag. Uh, good to see you, Torin, first for the first time, I think. Underachieving watch collector. Hey, how's it going, man? Bill, how's it going? Good to see you. James, how's it going? We've got Rick. Hey, Rick. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And Chaz is here as well. You guys are. I noticed like right before we came on that Bobby Legs was on. Um, so you guys have got a stacked night tonight. um, Joey, how's it going? Justin, good to see you as well. Hey, AZ Clayton's here as well.
I took a nap right before the show, so I apologize for sleepy eyes.
Yeah. James was wondering if anyone changed watches between live streams. Well, I'd be interested to find out. Hey, Calver YKG. Um, Sam is here as well. Hey, Sam. Good to see you. It's the Watch Soup. Hey, Detroit Spartan. I've heard your name all over the place, but I think it's the first time I'm chatting with you. So
Good to see you.
good to see you. Amin, how's it going? Wilson, Bruno, hey, Kevin Hawthorne is here as well. Good to see you, Kevin. Um, no time to die. Seamaster is stellar. Says Chaz. Justin, how are you?
Oh, can I say
Uh,
something before I forget?
yeah, of course.
Last week, Lyndon mentioned he was going to send a pen, and he
Yes.
did. the TWSBI Eco.
Yeah.
So I have a few days off this week, and I look forward to playing with it. So Lyndon, thank you. That was very kind of you. So thank you very much. I can't wait to get into yet another hobby. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that too.
yeah.
Just which eco? Um,
It's
like
upstairs.
the
It's see through. Yes. Yep.
yeah.
Yep. We'll see. It's see through. Yeah, I'm excited to watch some YouTube videos, and because I really don't know what I'm doing. Like I looked at it, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh great, this I don't know. I don't know how to do this, so I'm
Yeah.
excited to learn.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Um, very, very good. Glad you're partially in the pen hobby as well. We'll see how it goes. Um, I yeah, you know me. I'm kind of in head over heels. Uh, Murat, good to see you. Um, let's see. Ken Spear is wearing the Aquaterra tonight. Great choice. Pale Horse, how are you? Um, Justin says Barton sailcloths are stiff.
Yeah, it was kind of stiff, and it just did not fit.
Yeah.
Could not get the other part of the spring bar in.
Oh yeah.
There's too much fabric.
I'm I'm tempted to do that on an Artem strap. To get it like the the sailcloth strap from Artem is super like they've used some kind of resin to like plaster the rubber back on it, and it's like cement.
Mm.
And I'm tempted to try and file it down so that I can fit it on 19 mil watch because I have tons of 19 mil watches in 120. So so I'm the opposite of most people. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. I don't know if I'm willing to take a file to $100 strap or $80.
I'm hoping the strap code one works well because I actually saw on a Seamaster Facebook group a gentleman had the No Time to Die and he was wearing it had this brown sailcloth strap and it looked great and a bunch of people asked him and it was the strap code, so that's the one I ordered. So I'm assuming that one works well. He said it's he's actually in the military too and he said he wears that watch all the time. I messaged him just like
Yeah,
thanks for posting a picture of this, and yeah, he said he loves it. So
yeah. Wow, there you go. Jerry, Elle, good to see you. Tennessee
Jerry,
Mike, how's it
hey Mike.
going? Mez9, how's it going? Nap roulette, nap
Oh
roulette.
yes, I played nap roulette. That's a running joke with Jerry and a few of us. You don't set an alarm. You lay down, take a nap. Could be you could be 10 minutes, could be 3 hours.
Yeah,
You just roll the dice.
I think I've heard you mention that on the
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's funny. Hey, Dirk, good to see you. Hey, Pete's here as well. How's it going, Pete? We're in the Zin 105 UTC. Really cool. Tennessee Mike is still sticking with Bic. We'll get you, Tennessee Mike. I'm just joking. Um, Justin has been enjoying his fountain pens. He got the Twisby Eco T, but he has a few more en route. Yeah, he's getting in deep too. Oh, Way's here. Oh, Ian. There's a lot of guys here. I think I got everyone. Way, good to see you. Um, okay. On my wrist is the Grand Seiko SBGY 003. You guys have seen this 100 times, so
Nice.
I'm not gonna solo it.
Yet another nice strap pairing as well.
Yeah, thank you. It's a Russian hatch grain burgundy strap.
Cool.
Very yeah. I've had it for 4 months now. Very interesting patina on it. It's like the dye bleeds out wherever there's like a pressure spot. The dye will just wear out. Um, super interesting.
Yeah.
So I used to have it on deployant. The deployant arm ended there, and there's that weird discoloration there. But at the lugs, there's an interesting. It's hard to see here, but there's a discoloration there. Pressure from the spring bar. So wherever there's pressure, causes an interesting discoloration. Um, but Yeah, I don't think we're gonna discuss strap patina here. Yeah, let's get going. Let's get the soup started. Grab yourself a bowl, Clayton. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Of soup.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, bowl of soup. Um, starting with the reviews. This is where we kind of quick fire a couple of interesting reviews that we saw during the week. First one to mention would be the uh, semi review from Brandon Menancio. It was kind of an overview. He had just gotten the watch you just got,
Mhm.
Clayton, the Longines Heritage Classic Sector Dial, and it was sent to him by Hodinkee and Longines. So Hodinkee themselves sent Brandon this watch, and it was super cool to hear about it.
Yeah.
Um, Congrats to you, Brandon, if you're watching this at any point. Probably not, but anyway. Yeah, it was a cool video. It was really it was a bit of conversation about Hodinkee. He kind of addressed like the stigma Hodinkee has in the watch community. Some people love Hodinkee, some people despise Hodinkee. So he kind of addressed that, but not really. You know, he just kind of said that this stigma is there, and went over the watch. Said he didn't really like the bracelet. I believe he preferred it on a strap, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want
I
to
thought
misquote
that
him.
was the opposite. I thought he liked the bracelet and he didn't
Oh,
even
okay.
try the strap. I think
Right.
so.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
yeah. You're probably right. You watched it this morning. I watched it earlier.
Yeah, I thought that's what he
Um,
said, but,
yeah. Okay.
because I remember thinking I'm the opposite. I've thrown it on the bracelet once and put it right back on the leather just 'cause that kinda, makes it a little more casual. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So maybe when I was hearing it, I was projecting because I'm like that too. I have a beads of rice bracelet that I can put on the Longines sector dial watch that I have, and I did not like the look,
Yeah.
even though I thought it would be the perfect look for it. But yeah, what did you think of this review from Brandon?
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, and as an owner of the watch, I think the watch is great. It wears nice. I like a couple of the changes they made. I don't really like cut off numerals, so that's one of the things. Having kind of a cleaner dial, I like. I kind of like the crosshairs. I know he mentioned he didn't like the way I think it went through the Longines um, logo. But I don't know. I think they could have kept that. I kind of dig the crosshair look that yours has. And yeah, I think it's a great watch. I don't seem to. I kind of take everything Hodinkee with a grain of salt. It's more watch content, like the podcasts and the video. So I consume them, but
Yeah.
I know that there may be some sort of agenda, or it's you just have to take it with a grain of salt. They're coming now. Are they compromised because they're retailers? Maybe, but I know they're retailers, so I don't. I watch so much content and get so many different opinions on maybe one thing I'm interested in that I know that coming in, so I don't take anything they say as gospel or believe it. I think I think it's like Teddy B. Would he review or touch on all of the watches he does if he didn't sell some of them? I don't know. So
Yeah.
I think we're getting there, for like it or not, with a lot of content creators. And they're coming out of a place, because they sell watches. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a tough gig in a sense to,
yeah,
you know, a lot you hear it from a lot of people. Ad revenue does not cut it.
yeah,
So yeah, it makes sense. Um, yeah, I think the only way to eliminate it is to state every possible point of conflict of interest, but then at that point it gets a little messy, and like a newbie who wants to learn about something doesn't want to hear all the
yeah.
baggage thrown on them. Yeah, I see both sides
Well,
of
like
it.
Jack
Mm.
Forster will say, and Ben Clymer will say that there is no conflict of interest. That Jack is, has too much pride as a writer to let that ever get in the way of his writing. And I believe it to an extent, but I'm also skeptical.
Yeah,
How? Come on, we're not stupid. Like, there has to be. It's only human for there to be some of that creeping in. Like,
yeah,
just I'd have more respect if they just kind of admitted it to a certain extent.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, that's that's really. That's like, "Hey, guys, you can trust me. Trust
Yeah,
me." You
yeah.
know?
Sort of insulting your intelligence when they say that. Like, okay, so you're devoid of human emotion. Okay, wow, what's that? What's that like? You're not a human being. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
tell us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Lyndon's here. Hey, Lyndon, good to see you.
That was cool.
Um,
He was gifted the watch though.
yes, super, super cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Yeah, seems like it was out of the blue, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm happy for him. It's really good stuff.
I don't know who he is actually really, so
Okay. He's if you follow like the SoCal Watch Reviews podcast, and that crew of guys, he's been on their podcast quite a few
Okay,
times. So that's how I'm familiar with him, and I chat with him on Instagram. Very approachable guy,
cool.
for a guy who has such great video production quality, and he seems larger than life in a sense, But yeah, I just said, "Hey, man, I enjoyed your video," and he responded back. We spent like 3-4 hours chatting about just random stuff. So very approachable guy.
Yeah.
So now go spam his Instagram.
I will. I will. That's why I like being on this show because get to check out new content creators from time to time. So that's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's worth their time, definitely. Lyndon had a quick question. Would love to know my opinion on the SPGN 005. That is my favorite version of the 9F Quartz GMT, um, Rolex Explorer lookalike, uh, Rolex Explorer 2 lookalike, I should say. Um, the blue dial with the red seconds hand, or GMT hand, is really nice. That's my favorite one. Um, Other than that, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's at a good price. If you're remotely interested, I think they're considering discontinuing it, so might be a uh, good move to purchase it if you are interested in it. So yeah. Uh, Tennessee man. All right. Good. James Duffy said SPGM. He passed on the SPGM 239 because it had Hodinkee on the case back. Yeah, didn't
Mm.
it have Hodinkee on the dial too? I feel like at the 6 o'clock position. Maybe it didn't. Um,
Did you see the Timex Hodinkee release from the other day?
no, I didn't.
It's like a 100-meter dive style watch with the Explorer dial. It has the 3, 6, and 9, and it's a Waterbury, but it's a black dial watch. They put Hodinkee, but they put it in black so you can barely see it.
Yeah,
So
that's funny.
yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
funny.
Timex has been kind of Rolex homaging it up, Rolex copying it up
Yes, yes.
recently. I think just today they released something that was uh they just like the with
They
a
have released those. I think Bruce Williams touched on it in a video
oh, okay,
recently.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Uh, Thank Climber, please send me a watch, says Rick. Yeah. Nothing's free. Just to be a little cynical, nothing's
Yeah.
ever free. um, Chuff Dinky rules makes Ben Climber lots of money.
Yes.
Dib's not a fan. Um, People buy overpriced clocks and it all works out. Yeah, that was interesting. Okay, so let's move on to the next review. The next one I was going to chat about was Peter Kotsa's review of the Hanhart. Let me get the name right here. Hanhart Pioneer MK1. So he kicked this review. I mean, Peter Kotsa's reviews are really fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy listening to him. And he kicked it off with this fabled story, or this story about how that red pusher, it's a mono pusher chronograph. The red pusher turned out to be um, a German pilot's
An affair.
mistress's,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
mistress's nail polish, and it was there to remind the German pilot of her when he was back at home with his own wife. Oh, man, that, that almost turned me off the watch. Like, you have stories of, all these cool stories of, what's his name? The guy in the Tag Heuer Monaco.
Oh, it's
Steve
McQueen.
McQueen,
Yeah.
yes. I'm not a movie guy. Sorry. Um, yeah, you have all those cool stories, and this one is not it. I'm not a fan of, um, cheating, unfaithfulness, things like that. I don't want any part of that. But I thought that was a pretty funny part of the review. Other than that, the watch is super cool. Um, I think uh, Joe Cho, I think he has a Pioneer one, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong. And he actually enameled the monopusher chronograph button in a red color, like he did it himself.
Oh,
Um, I don't know if that was a Hanhart though. And if it is a Hanhart, did they take that inspiration from Joe? That would be super cool. Like, because Joe actually, if it was a Hanhart, Joe actually contacted them and said, "Is it okay if I put this red on the monopusher?" And they said, "It's your watch. Do whatever you want with it."
hopefully he doesn't have the same inspiration as the pilot.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm sorry if I'm butchering 2 stories together, but, I like, the instant I saw this, I was thinking of Joe, but it was interesting. But yeah, so the watch is really cool. It has this, knurled engine-turned bezel, with a red stripe. So it was kind of, I don't really know what the point of that is because it's not graduated. Um, it's a friction bezel, so no
Yeah,
clicks or ratcheting or anything like that, but, I'm sure you can use it to mark an hour maybe,
yeah.
um, or a time zone. Maybe that it'll help in that way, but, yeah, very cool watch, kinda thick for me, kinda large for me, but very, very interesting watch. I just love the review, so, your
And
thoughts?
and McQueen actually owned one, right?
Yes.
Like, and I think PB says it here too. His association with the Monaco was paid, uh,
Oh,
r-
Hovering.
right?
Hovering is
So, and he actually owned the Hanhart, so that was his
okay.
own personal watch. So pretty cool. Yeah, it's a cool
Yeah.
watch. I'm not sure it's quite my style to own or to wear, but I don't know. Even as long as me, not getting in any hot water, it's kind of fun to hear these stories, these origin stories of watches. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny that inspiration for that red pusher, but
Yeah. That's funny.
yeah.
But yeah, I was driving while listening to this video, and I winced when I heard that. Oh, no.
God.
But, just to clarify to everyone who might be listening right now, Joe actually had a Hovering, not a Hanhart. I'm pretty bad at mixing stuff up. Like a couple of weeks ago, I called, Gerard Perregaux GP a GO, Glasuta Original, and it's like, "Oh, man, how did I do that?" It's, crazy stuff.
When you talk a lot on something like this, things come out sometimes, and if you ever watch it back or edit or whatever, you're like, "Why in the world did I say that?"
Yeah, yeah,
I do that
and
with the
we're live,
podcast all
so
the time. Yeah, it's like, geez.
yeah, for sure. Um, let's see. AZ Clayton says, he has the SPGN 003 black dial with the orange GMT hand. So does Torin. Torin has that one. Um, let's, yeah. Watch is hussy. I'm not sure what that means. Hustler, I'm guessing. Um, Joe has some
A woman
explosive.
of ill repute, maybe.
Yeah. Um, you ran it by them. Awesome story. It's an interesting story. Yeah.
Yeah.
Detroit Spartan says a lot of celebrities, athletes, etc., wear Rolexes when they could literally wear any watch in the world.
Yep.
Yeah. Does have a reputation, Rolex. I've heard excellent things about Hanhart, and I've heard excellent things about Hovering. Everything about that Hanhart's history wasn't too cool. Great story though. Okay. Um, all right. And the last review for tonight was, of course, Mr. Terrific's Nomos review. So Nomos Club Sport Neomatik 42 on the Oyster bracelet. Um, yeah, not much to say other than this is the obligatory Evan mention. But it was a great video. I am not a fan of the club campus club campus club sport. Wow, I'm not a fan of the club sport Neomatik version because it's so large, but it does have 300 meters of water
Yeah,
resistance. It looks great on his wrist. It fills his wrist, so I think it looked really good. For me, definitely not even in my radar because it's got that massive lug to lug.
52.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kinda. I don't know if you got, like, an Oyster Perpetual vibe on this one because of the Oyster bracelet.
Hmm.
It really felt like, a cooler or kind of offbeat Rolex OP or something. So I kinda like the look of it. It was just a bit too large for me. But Evan was, his usual self, with the jokes
Yeah, he
and,
was spot
dragging it.
on with jokes today. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was good. I like how he said, what did he say? He's like, well, he said, you should care what he thinks about the size of a watch on your wrist.
Yes. There what was it? If your legs overhang, it really bumps me up, man.
And you should
Something
care about that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, it was a great video.
I'm not always drawn to Nomos watches, but I've talked with our friend Craig, who I'm not sure he's in the chat, but he and I sort of agree that this is one of the few that we're both sort of really like. I like this watch. Again, I don't know. Evan has 7-inch wrists like me, and I find 52 to be long, no matter how the lugs curve, and
Mhm.
how much curvature there is to them. So I don't know if it would work. It worked on his, so could work on mine too.
Yeah,
Definition of work is different for everybody. I don't really like any overhang. I just personally don't like the way it looks on my wrist when something overhangs. So,
yeah, me neither.
oh, buddy, I have a new dog and he's being very playful here.
Yeah. No worries.
Sorry.
Yeah, hey, part of the charm.
Yeah.
Detroit Spartan says he has the Tangomat GMT. I'm not familiar with that one, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, I
Heard
don't
good
know
things
that
about
one
the
either. They have
Tangomat.
so many. I don't know enough about the brand, and they just seem to have so many different models. It'd be cool to check more of them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neff, brought up a really good
Oh, yes.
line.
Yeah.
The polished glass film.
Yeah.
It was good. Uh, hey, thanks so much, Ryan. That's very kind of you. We really appreciate that. Um, he says, considering DHS 41, which one do you like? Green dial. Wait, no, I'm thinking OP 41.
Don't get the Tiffany blue. A little too
uh,
much.
DHS 41. Oh man.
Oh, that's the OP. Never mind.
Yeah, we're both thinking OP.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. Do they do a Wimbledon on a 41? I don't even look at the 41 because it's too
Ah,
big for me.
yeah. I
If they do
think
a
so.
Wimbledon, that would be my favorite. I like the Wimbledon. Gray. Um, yeah.
Come here.
Tennessee Mike says he liked the bracelet on that Nomos.
Dan
Uh,
wants to see the
Dan wants
dog.
to see
So
the
if I,
dog,
oh
man.
yeah, I don't know if you can. Where is he? Here he is.
Aw, look at him. Yeah, my dog over here is chilling on the bed. Um, yeah, he's snoring. I don't think he'll get here. Detroit Spartan says Wimbledon all day as well. There you
They
go.
look nice. The
Yeah,
Wimbledon's nice.
I love Roman numerals, so it's a no brainer for me.
I don't, and I still think it's nice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm not typically drawn to it. That watch is, yeah.
yeah. Um, Dan says Beagle.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
We have 2 beagles now. So our neighbors are going to love us
yeah,
even more than they do.
yeah. My parents' dog, who we're boarding, um, is a border collie beagle mix, if I'm not mistaken. So she's a little Rambunctious.
Howley.
Howley, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very
Um,
endearing.
yeah, it is. Um, okay, so let's move on to the main topics. Let's start with our audience participation video. Um, so do you want to kick this off?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, the video itself, he just talks about different options, and there's not a whole lot to talk about. So I thought it might be fun for kind of a group discussion. Thanksgiving in the U.S. this week. The holidays are here. A lot of us will be traveling. A lot of us watch geeks will be obsessing over how many watches to take with us on trips or vacation. How do we transport them? So I thought it'd be kind of fun to. I know I'm sure there's some of you who will be traveling this week, and just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on how you transport your watches and sort of how you figure out how many watches you want to take on a trip. How many is too many? Do you like to just take one? Do you like to take a few? I have a friend going on a cruise. My neighbor, who I helped get the Omega Seamaster. I talked about it on the podcast, and I was just talking to him about just he's going overseas. I was just like, be careful, be careful. You may want to bring like a watch that you don't care if something happens to it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on watch rolls, pouches? What do you use, and how many watches do you typically bring when you go on a trip?
Yeah. Um, you know, I am actually really paranoid about talking about this. Um, I don't know why. I'm not that paranoid of a person. I'm kind of cautious in general, but talking about this, I've always been like, okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about this. But in reality, no one knows who I am, and yeah, even if someone knows who I
You're
am,
being humble. Come on.
and even if someone recognizes me, they're not going to find out where I'm staying
Yeah.
or, what hotel I'm at and stuff like that. But anyway, I don't use a watch roll. I I directly take the approach of hidden in plain sight.
Hmm.
So when I'm traveling, I like to travel with as many pieces as I can. I like to swap watches, especially when I'm away. I want to have like all these different watches on my wrist. I want to get wrist shots at the local monuments or whatever wherever I might be.
Here he is.
Hey, Cooper, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I do the whole traveling and or hiding in plain sight thing. I don't even use a safe um,
Yeah.
in a hotel room. Um, I will put them in between my clothes, and I will wrap them up, uh, just like kind of how I wrap my shirts. I don't know how you pack your clothes. I roll them to conserve.
Haphazardly.
Okay, uh, I roll clothes to conserve space, and
Yep.
it actually doesn't wrinkle when you roll your clothes.
Yeah. Yep.
So full fold, roll, roll, roll. Watch goes on that, and then I roll a couple of maybe one or two watches depending on how close they might be, and then another shirt will go on top of that, and it'll be super, super secure, super cushioned, and that's kind of how I would like to go. If I feel like if there was a watch roll, um, it would be a red flag if someone were to see that, and then I'd have to use the safe. I don't even have to really think about it when I take this approach. So
Yep.
yeah, I don't know. How about you?
Same. When I've gone, I have a watch. My sister got for me last year. It's an inexpensive case, but it fits 10, and I've mostly used that for watch meetups I've done with my friend John and Penny and a few other people. I've you know I've really been a full-on watch nerd. A lot of it's happened through the pandemic where I've really been, in hard. I went home and did some traveling this summer, and I only brought one or two watches. Same thing, just exact same thing. If I was staying in a hotel, um, I think it's one less thing to obsess about. There's kind of that freedom of just bringing one watch on a trip and not focusing on it, just wearing it and taking a break from. And maybe you pick up a watch, and that's like you have a cool story, and then you wear a watch you get maybe on vacation while you're in a different city or something. But no, I think it's kind of nice to be a watch minimalist and maybe only take one, unless
Yeah,
you're doing several different activities. So maybe you take you're going to be hiking a lot or something, so you bring a watch appropriate for that, and then maybe a nice watch to go out to dinner or something, or if you're going for a wedding or some event.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
Um, we have Colin in the chat. Hey, Colin, good to see you.
Hey, Colin.
Um, and let's move on to there you go to our topic. So
Oh,
Jason, good to see you. He's going to Vegas tomorrow for 5 days, taking one watch and will transport it on my
that's the
wrist.
way to do it.
Yeah. Netflix 2, beater and something dressier. Justin says it never leaves my wrist, easier for security and such. There you go. Um, recently picked up a
Oh,
Mirage
yeah, that's
Spot.
nice. Yep, very nice. Very
Yeah.
secure in there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even look these things up because I don't really care about
Those are
that.
nice just for presenting them at home too.
Yeah,
Those Mirage, those are really nice to just keep your watches in
yeah,
and present them.
that makes sense. Yeah. James brings a 3 watch roll, one on the wrist, and G-Shock or two loose in my bag. Makes sense. Wilson says I put it in my sock, like what the sock I'm wearing. That would be super insecure. um, living with ghosts says hi. Living with ghosts. Hope you're well.
It sounds like
Um,
he's changing the name of his channel, the Hot Ones, he said in
oh
that
yes,
video. Yeah, Watch Crunch?
Watch Crunch. Yeah,
Yeah.
Watch Crunch with Max. Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So,
That
and
was
he's
an interesting thing. I was thinking maybe we could chat about that too.
yeah,
Um, yeah,
uh,
so he's teaming up with a watch website. I thought that was kind of weird because he said it was not really a forum, but like it was like a place for conversation, but without the negativity and the toxicity of a forum. I was thinking, how do you control that? So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what if they have like some sort of algorithm, but then how do they know if it's actually negative or if there is actually like a constructive
yeah.
conversation going on? It seemed
I was a bit confused by the whole thing,
yeah,
actually.
yeah. Because I mean, if you make a community and the people come into that community, there is gonna be negativity.
Yeah.
There's no way to eliminate that, and you just kind of have to roll with the punches. Um, and yeah, I'm not sure. I'm super curious, super interested to see what it is. So been meaning to check out that website. Um,
Well, this sounds like it's the third time he's changed the name. It was something else before Hot
oh
Ones,
yeah,
and
yeah. I
yeah. So I'm not sure what goes into that thinking necessarily. It seems maybe a bit confusing for people trying to find his stuff. And I
yeah,
mean, he has 11,000 subscribers, something like that. That's a great following, but
yeah. Oh, I didn't realize he had grew that much.
yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
I
that's pretty
took
good.
a look yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, yeah, I was thinking maybe I was gonna say if it's at like 5, 6,000, which is where I thought he was, now would be a good time to rebrand because it allows for room to
yeah,
to take off.
yep,
10,000 still is a decent amount of space to grow there. So
yep.
I think, yeah, if he's gonna rebrand, he should do it like ASAP, not later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not too bad. I don't think. And I guess Hot Ones kind of confuses with that Wing channel, right? What do you know the Wing channel?
No, I don't.
Okay, hot things, hot wings.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Is-
That one, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hot wing, yeah, wings. Yeah, there's a
yeah,
show, right?
yeah.
Isn't there a show? Yeah.
They have like
I can't remember what it's
celebrities,
called. Yeah.
internet celebrities come and try to eat.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
There's a show on regular TV too, or there used to be on TBS, I think, where they do something like that.
yeah. Lyndon mentions that he's traveling in 2 weeks. Only watch I ever bring is the watch on my wrist. It's my memory watch. I want it in all the photos so my kids can see it. One, see one when I'm gone, and they own it. Yeah. See, I really like that idea,
Yeah.
but I'm too much of a watch nut though. Um, Yeah, because the weird thing though is there's always a speedy in our picture. So we have a TV that's almost always on, and there's a Chromecast plugged into it, and there's a memories album that plays. So it's like a giant photo album or photo, yeah,
Yeah.
picture frame. Um, every picture of me has a Speedmaster on it. I don't know how that happened. It's either the FYS, um, or the Speedy Pro, or the Speedy Automatic, the racing.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't have a Speedmaster anymore. So it's just I see the picture and I'm like, ah, my kids are gonna remember the Speedmaster and they're gonna say, "Hey, Daddy, where's that really cool chronograph watch?" And it's like, "Oh, yeah, I don't have one."
It's funny you say that. We have the Prime TV. It's like built into the TV in our guest room, Fire Stick
Right.
TV. And it automatically, when it goes into hibernation, it automatically draws from my Prime photo album. So whatever gets uploaded gets shown, and my in-laws were in the room, and it went to and all a bunch of my weirdo wrist shots that I don't want anyone else to see started flashing around the TV. And they're like, "Oh, we saw your watches on the TV." I was like, "You did?" And then I realized, "Oh my God, all my photos are going across that." So embarrassing.
That's
Uh,
good. Oh, man.
they judged me long ago, so they just kind of laughed. But yeah.
Yeah. For me, I curate the pictures that go on, so none of my wrist shots actually go on the Chromecast.
Yeah,
It would be
just
a
I
disaster
use
otherwise.
The Prime Photos because like infinite storage for photos. I love that app. Then you can delete them off your phone.
Yeah.
Um, so it doesn't take up memory. But yeah, that was once I realized that was happening, it's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah. Dan says he travels with one watch. Um, Detroit Spartan says, "Random Rob gifted me a Carapaz 8 watch travel case. He did a video of it. Absolutely love it. Never heard of it beforehand." Hmm, interesting.
I think I remember that one. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Oh, I get it. Okay. So Lyndon has 3 orange sumos for his 3 kids, and
Cool.
guessing he wears the orange sumo. Oh, that's really cool, Lyndon. That's yeah, that's nice.
I don't know if you were in here when I thanked you, Lyndon, but thanks again for the pen. That was really very sweet of you, and I look forward to digging into it this weekend.
Yeah.
Week.
Oh. Colin also only travels with one watch on his wrist. I think, like, watches is such a giant part of my world that traveling with just one seems incredibly difficult. Like, I mean, I don't even travel that much. Like, this used to be my only hobby, right?
Traveling with one is like almost a welcome break. It's a vacation from the obsession of the hobby. That's how I treated it when I went home this summer for my grandmother's funeral. I just, yeah, I brought two, but I really only wore one most of the time. And it was like, wow, this is actually really nice. Don't
Yeah,
have to worry about which one to wear. I just stick it on and go about my day. It's kind of
yeah,
nice, actually. So you might want to try it. You might actually find that you like it.
yeah, maybe. Ryan says, "I traveled with only 2 watches recently, and I had serious FOMO missing my other pieces. Next time I'm bringing 5 at least." See, Ryan gets me.
Uh,
Yeah, I relate to that, Ryan.
Guess it depends for how long you're going away.
No,
If you're
see,
going away for
I was gone
oh
for one night, and I
oh
did the stream. I did the stream from the hotel room here, and Saturday night, and I had taken like 3 watches. I was like, "Oh, yeah," and I wore every one of them. It was a good time. So yeah, it's hard. Chaz says, "I bet that suitcase is well
oh
organized."
yes.
Yes, sir. It's gotta go like, okay, in order of the day to come. So when I get there, so I have to have the pajamas right at the top. So I just grab them and then anyway, I'm not gonna get into that right
uh,
now. Anyway, um, Living Ghost says Watchfinder videos are so well done. Love and hate them. I'm guessing you hate them because it makes you want to buy them. They're really well done.
yeah.
Go on vacation and don't focus on watches. Why even go on vacation? I don't go on vacation. Like growing up, we never went on vacation. Like we'd go out maybe I can remember like one vacation that we went on, and it was like a business trip for my mom. Um, so yeah, it's like alien to me. It's just always work. So I don't turn off. Like the mind is still always.
I just never take days off that when I have days off, I get really it's sad. It's really sad commentary. I get anxious and start overthinking about work when I have
Yeah.
time off. If I'm traveling and I can focus on something else, but a lot of my time off in the last year and a half has been staycation and oh God, I'm not a joy to be around. I'm
Yeah.
even more anxious than when I'm working. So
Hmm. Yeah.
it's not healthy.
Hey man, just pick up the phone, give me a call. Always here for you.
Okay, be careful what you ask for.
Oh, hey, no, I'm here for you. Um, Easy Clayton says only travels with one watch too. Sometimes I come home with more, like Vegas.
Yeah.
Um, Dan says he prefers Haute ones, for the name, I'm guessing. Justin, yeah, rebranding.
Yeah, I like it better than Watch Crunch.
Yeah, I don't know. Even the font of the watchcrunch.com look like Times New Roman. I
Mhm.
don't know.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Uh, People can't pronounce hot, haute.
Case in point.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
S I mean, if you wanna be proper, it's like haute,
Yeah.
like Tim Masso with, haute horlogerie. What is he? He says something else, like a German word, Ottegam or something like that. Like,
I
yeah,
love Tim.
yeah, Tim is great. Hot Ones watch reviews while eating Carolina Reapers.
What's the scale they judge? I can't think of it right now. What's
Scoville?
the
Scoville?
Scoville? Yeah,
Yeah.
Scoville scale. Yeah.
You know that would be fun. We gotta do that.
That would be
We
amazing.
gotta do that. Um,
Do you like spicy food?
I do, yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Uh, alright. Man, sorry, guys, I'm gonna skip down a little bit. I'm sorry if I missed any conversations. Um, Detroit Spartan says, "Go on vacation, it's good for you, recharge."
Yes.
Yeah, I hear you. Um, it's just alien, like, it's a really strange, concept for me. It's just how I've been brought up, I guess, or how I grew up. It was something super rare. We still go away for weekends and stuff like that. That I'm used to. But actual vacations is super strange to me. And again, not projecting on anyone else. I think everyone else should go on vacation. It's just maybe not the thing for me. I don't know. I'll consult with the wife.
My mom is coming in January for a week, and I'm going to take the whole week off, and it'll be nice to. I think in that case, when I have, well, I'll be with her, and we don't get to see each other very much, so I'll be able to take my mind off of work and stress, and I think I'll be able to relax. But if it's just me, like at home for like this week, I'm actually sort of, I have to keep myself busy, or else I start just inventing things to worry about.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I can see that. I actually tend to do that too.
yeah,
So yeah, overanalyzing stuff and things
yeah.
like that, right?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, so we're having so much fun that it's already 48
Oh my
minutes in.
goodness.
Yeah,
We're only one video down.
yeah. Let's skedaddle and talk a bit about. Oh man, we got a big one here. We got a big one.
Oh yes.
This is a video from Jenni Elle. Super fun video. I really enjoyed myself listening to this because you expect like the typical reasons, right? The watch collectors have to deal with like, oh, lug width, oh, what strap am I gonna wear? Or that's what everyone else has come up with. Jenny's 15 problems were kind of I'd say there were actually 14 problems. Um, were kind of refreshing. They were
Mhm.
different. And I,
Mhm.
I really enjoyed myself watching this video. So if you guys haven't seen it, you should totally go watch it. But I'm gonna barrel through them here super quick. I had a blast writing all this down. Like,
Oh, with your pens.
yeah, my pens. Um,
Fun ink.
And I'm in deep. It's not good. All right, so 15 problems watch collectors deal with. One was the boxes, especially the large boxes. Two was your iPhone or Android photo roll is full of mediocre to garbage wrist shots, and there's like a half a point was the your Instagram feed is not as good as someone else's. Um, Three was wrist hair awareness. I kind of you start to notice other people's and your own wrist hair, yeah, because of the pictures.
Does that
Uh,
bother you, when you see wrist shots? It does
no,
not
not
bother
really.
me at all. No.
No, never came up
Yeah.
until she mentioned it. But I don't think it'll ever bug me. Um, Four was feeling naked without your watch. Five was buyer's remorse. Six was seller's remorse. Seven was staring too much at a stranger's wrist. Um, Eight was no one wants to watch a movie with you anymore. I
Yes.
totally do this. I'm sure everyone does this.
Yep.
Um, the ninth one was avoiding the answer when someone asks you, "Hey, how much does that watch cost?"
Mhm.
Um, 10 was having a small wrist. This is where it's kind of the same issue. 10 and 11. 11 was having a large wrist. Um, 12 was watch fatigue. I thought that was an interesting one. 13 was potentially sacrificing a limb. I totally, I was thinking sacrificing an organ. So, like, she was going to, like, selling your kidney for a watch or something. But actually, what she meant was um, wrist expansion in the summer and it cutting
Yeah.
off circulation. 14 was she called falling for a manatee, which
Yes.
was when you want, for example, when you want a Rolex sub and you buy a Pagani design or an equivalent, um, you you don't want to do that. And 15 was it never ends. The hobby never ends. There's always a way to perfect your collection or to change it or to sell it and buy something else. And it just doesn't end. Um, yeah, so I know you can't really see these, Clayton and the guys in the chat. I was wondering if you guys had any that really called out to you um, when it came to these watch problems.
I think most of them that she said, like, are things I've considered, and it's so it felt good to hear it from somebody else. Like, I'm not the
Yeah,
only one who obsesses over these silly, silly, silly watch problems. But yeah, I think Chaz said it too, the watch spotting in movies. And today I actually met a few new clients for my business, and I happened to notice one of the gentlemen was wearing a watch, and I asked him about it, and it was a Luminox. And then we got to talking about watches. So I do that a lot too. I am not shy about asking about watches. So I don't know if people appreciate that or not. Like, I always kind of like it if somebody notices because,
yeah,
hey, fellow geek. But
yeah,
I don't know if, like, people who are not. He does have some watches. He said he's not like deep into it, but he does like and enjoy watches. But yeah, so I do that a lot, and the movie thing all
oh
the
yeah,
time. TV shows. We've been watching a lot of Seinfeld now that it's on Comedy Central, and Jerry's always wearing a different Breitling, so I'm always like checking it out, trying to see what he's wearing and what George is wearing.
yeah, yeah. Recently I've been watching. My wife and I have been watching Mayday. I don't know if you're familiar with Mayday.
Mm-mm.
Um, it's like a documentary, like a dramatized docu series on airplane disasters.
Mm.
Um, and the watch, what do you call it? The watch costume department. The guys who actually assign watches for the pilots, and they're even like so they're dramatizing the stuff that goes on, right? And so they're all in like their full
Buddy, come
gear.
here.
You'd see like a Rolex, I know, two-tone Rolex Datejust. There's always like an interesting watch on the pilot's hands and on the pilot's wrist. So I always pause it, freeze frame, zoom in, walk up to the TV, and I'm staring and trying to figure out what watch that is while my wife is waiting for me to get over myself. So yeah, that's totally a big, big thing. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, did they? I was like, oh, did they cast an AP Royal Oak on that pilot? That pilot's wearing no Royal Oak? Or yeah. I'd be
I
like,
think just talking about watches in general all the time to my spouse, I think is something that I don't know, maybe it's more of a spouse of a watch nerd problem, but I don't know. I don't know that she loves that all the time. I think sometimes she thinks it's cool and other times just shut up already.
yeah. My wife just goes a little quiet when I'm telling her all the different specs of a watch or
Yeah.
reference numbers, and then I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll stop." Uh, but yeah, the other thing, wrist hair awareness. I think the only time I've been aware of wrist hair in a picture was, that see-through G-Shock square,
Mm,
the jelly,
yeah.
um, and there was a wrist shot with a guy's wrist hair just matted down on the
Yes.
strap, and then you could see everything. I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, yeah, no."
I had one of the I had the Casio version of that, and, I wore it running, and it was kind of freaky to see your arm hair, but it's sweaty arm hair trapped underneath the see-through band was
Yeah,
very weird. I
yeah,
sold it. Um, the
uh,
boxes thing to a lot of watch boxes, that's definitely
yeah,
it's so funny because, like, you know how big the Seamaster, Omega Seamaster packaging is, and the most expensive Seamaster, this No Time to Die, has very, discreet packaging, just comes in a leather watch roll and a very small box. I thought that was kinda funny. The
yeah.
one that costs almost 2 times more than the standard, comes in very small packaging.
I think, Omega must be listening because
Yeah,
the Speedmaster box was shrunk like crazy too. That was kind of a con because you lost all the goodies that you got with the big box, but, um, we win some, you lose some.
that Hodinkee Longines box was just
Oh,
ridiculous,
yeah.
huge.
That's just a Longines box.
Yeah,
It's unbelievable. There's nothing in it either.
no.
It's just a massive box. Zenith is really bad too. It's like this massive, huge box, for no reason. Um, you can make a smaller box that looks really nice and feels really nice, but it's
Yeah.
smaller. Uh, but yeah, anyway.
When you first get it, it's like, "Oh, wow, this really is nice," but then what do I do with it? I don't need it. I
Yeah,
think my first luxury watch was an Omega Seamaster, and I was like, "Wow, this really feels like this is a great luxury experience." And then, yeah, finding places to put them all, it's not so great, but it
yeah,
is pretty impressive when it's your first, like, nice watch and you see this really impressive display. I don't know. There is something to be said for that, but yeah,
yeah,
overall, I don't need giant boxes.
yeah. Justin was mentioning that all his pictures are horrible on his watch roll, and that actually doesn't really matter to me either. I think that matters to Jenny more because she is a photographer and she's in media. So yeah, for me, the point two photo roll Instagram feed is full of mediocre wrist shots. Yeah, my
Oh yeah,
Instagram is full of mediocre wrist shots. I don't care.
yeah.
It's
Same
I,
with me. I don't know. I don't care enough to like get an actual camera and spend time doing that.
yeah,
I don't even post on Instagram once a week. That's what
yeah,
I've been doing. That's fine. It's
yeah.
become such a chore.
Instagram is a chore, but it's a good way to log what I wore. So
Yes,
to me, it's kind of like if I don't basically if I wear a new watch that day, I'll post a picture. I'll try to get a good shot of it. And that way I know how many times I've worn that watch over the past few months.
I just write it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with your new Twisby
Yeah,
e-collar.
yes. Is that how you say it? I didn't know if you spelled out the letters or if you say
Yeah, it's
Twisby.
Twisby.
Okay, all right.
At least that's how I've heard
Okay,
everyone
cool.
say it. Yeah. Um, Chaz is so guilty of watch spotting when watching movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Dan hates all the watch packaging. Yeah. Jason is going to shave his left wrist tonight. It's funny. Uh, vague on cost questions. I think I've been asked once or twice. And I have like a no lying policy for myself. Um, I just say I can't tell you that when they ask me how much it costs. I say just nod,
Classified.
say, "Hey man, I can't tell you that." It works. They stop asking. Um, Cowboy Waikiki, yes, movies and TV and sports and basically everyday life. Watch spotting.
If someone asks, just say you got it free from Hodinkee.
Yeah, yeah. Neff says the entire top shelf in my closet is nothing but empty watch boxes. I have paperwork in Ziploc bags. Hang tags is silly. It's silly. That's a good idea. Keep the moisture out. Ah, Neff. That's good. um, let's see. Skipping down a little bit, guys, because we are running out of time. Only 2 videos. Oh man, that's what happens. Forbin Colossus is here. Hey, good to see you, sir. Um, hate keeping packaging and makes room for boxes. Oh yeah, I wish all the watches came in plain bubble wrap. There'd be no resale reason to keep the crap. Yeah. Dan says he shaves his wrist. Yeah, I trim my arm here. Too much information there though.
I
All right.
obviously don't shave much.
Yeah, yeah. Um. Okay. So, I don't know. What do you want to tackle?
You want to just run through the other two fairly
Yeah.
quickly?
Watch certification matter in a purchase. We'll go through it super quick.
So yeah, I won't I wrote a bunch of notes, but we don't have to so I'll just so this is Adventures with Time. He said he did a video about he reviews some watches and does some topic videos, and he bought a Pagani homage. I forget what it was actually. But in the comment section somebody said that they only buy COSC certified watches, and then that got him thinking does watch certification matter in a purchase? He just went over what COSC means, what METIS means, and a few other things. And I'll ask you guys and Sanjay, do you buy or not buy a watch because maybe it's COSC or METIS certified? Does that play in, or do you just buy what you like? Will you choose one watch because it's COSC over another as like maybe the only reason, or the it'll tip the scales in one direction?
For me, not really. It's kind of like a bonus. Like I'll give it some weight, but not enough to tip the scales. Like if there was a COSC version and a non-COSC version of the same watch with no other changes done to the COSC version, it's identical except for the COSC rating. I'd just go with the non-COSC version because um, chances are it's the same movement. Chances are it's regulated to the same standard. It's just not been certified. Um, but usually when there is a COSC version, I think what's that brand? Baume and Mercier. Mercier.
Hmm.
They did a COSC and non-COSC version of the Riviera, but um, there was or was it in-house and non-in-house? Maybe I'm jamming two stories together again. Uh, but regardless, I would always go for the non-COSC. If COSC is the only option, then yeah, I would get it.
And once you know how much it does not cost them a lot to get a watch COSC certified. In many cases, they'll boost up the price.
Oh yeah,
So it's like, yeah, I've heard it on different podcasts. I mean, it does, and especially if you're submitting a bunch of watches, it's not very expensive for them to do it. I mean, it's only like, I don't know. I don't want to. I've heard it on podcasts. I think it's like $50 or it's not much. So
yeah,
it does not warrant sometimes the significant increase. It's a nice touch, but like that Longine is the Hodinkee. I don't need that necessarily. It's fine.
yeah.
Um,
And
but
my version is not COSC certified because it's the regular
yes,
sector dial, and it's running +2.
yeah,
And yeah, so I have a feeling they're all like to that standard, but Hodinkee asked them to send some of them
yeah.
out to be. I mean, that's just one one scenario though.
And
Like
like he
one,
says in Adventures with Time, says it's a marketing. It has a lot to do with marketing more than anything else.
yeah,
That's his opinion on it. All these certifications. But let me look at my notes. He talked about, because not obviously that's only available to Swiss watches.
yeah.
So he talked about what was it, the Fleurier?
Oh yeah, Variation.
Fleury Quality Foundation, which certifies aesthetically certain things aesthetically, and then there are other and Metis is not only accuracy but also water resistance, anti-magnetic properties, all that kind of stuff too. So it was fairly interesting to kind of see what all of these certifications mean. And like Glitch Original, obviously they're not going to be cost certified or because they're Swiss, but they obviously, and JLC and all these other brands do their own sort of rigorous testing. So
Yeah,
yeah, I just buy what you like, and sometimes that stuff's an added bonus. And they went into what
yeah,
superlative chronometer with Rolex means and what Metis means and all this stuff. So yeah, it was interesting. It's something I never really consciously thought about before.
yeah,
But so like for instance, if there's a similar watch, like maybe a watch in similar price points, you're deciding between if one's Kosk and one's not, would that wouldn't steer you in the direction toward the cost certification, even if maybe you like the other one a little better?
hmm, hmm,
I don't think so.
yeah,
I really don't think it matters all that
yeah.
much.
No, no,
Sometimes
and
I'm not even like always turned on by the in-house thing
yeah.
either. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, sometimes it turns me off. Like with Panerai. If you say in-house, I'm like, oh, okay, no thanks.
Sometimes it's cool. Like the Oris Caliber 400 that Tennessee Mike says. I mean, that's cool. If you really like that watch, I don't know, it's worth the premium to me, but like he loves that movement, and it's a great. His watch is running spot on, so
I
that's
was gonna
awesome.
say like
Yeah,
the Caliber 400 when I had it, it was bang on from 100% power to like I don't know 20%. It was within +3. Like the power band was straight.
yeah,
It
that's
was
awesome.
it was amazing.
Yeah,
That was cool. I've never experienced that before, except with Spring Drive. But Spring Drive has a brake, so um, yeah, that was really
yeah,
cool.
cool.
Chad says Kosk and Metas is not a determining factor for him. Yeah, me neither. Neff also says not really too concerned. Just expect it to be reasonably accurate. Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Like the Seamaster, I don't know, it's like +3 a day. It's like not, I don't know. For
yeah.
all you hear about this Meta certification and all this, like again, I think it is a big marketing
Marketing.
campaign. Um, I don't know. I've never found them. All three I had. Well, I had two that were Meta certified. I never found them to be crazy accurate. The what's it the move was it what's in the sub, the 30 31 32 30 32, that movement blows them all away in my experience in
Yeah.
ownership.
Uh, well,
Yeah,
Paul was saying Metas is an acronym for better than Rolex.
yeah. Yeah.
Really, it
And
really
now
is.
Tudor put it in the what, the black ceramic 41, right? Is that the one they
Yes,
put it
yeah,
in?
they did.
Yeah,
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 yeah. That was the PBD coded movement. It's kind of cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, Paul says depends on the movement. If it's an ETA, Solida, it's nice because that means Inca block shock protection and better materials. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. In my
I like it for
voucher,
that more than the like accuracy. Like that
yeah,
that stuff's cool with the certifications for sure.
yeah. Doesn't matter on his voucher. Chaz Panerai in-house, yeah.
Yeah.
um, James says being a big Seiko guy, certification is not an issue for me. For fancy watches, what GS does is fine. Yeah. Grand Seiko has their own standard, like they one up Kosk, just barely one up Kosk. Um, technically, like in practice, I think they way over deliver. Except for me with the white birch, that was super under delivered. But I didn't really care about the accuracy though.
Like I have a couple watches with the 8L35, and like we've said before, what is it? What it's +8 to -15 or whatever it is, and it's always run like within 2 seconds
Yeah,
per day. I've had great luck with that movement. I think it's a little more accurate than what's in the Seamaster, actually, in my experience.
yeah.
They run, everyone I've had has run spot on, the two Marine Masters and the SLA 043. Very impressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dan actually can't stand watches that are worse than Kosk. Sold his King Turtle because it was 22 seconds per day. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, 22 seconds is bad.
That's actually pretty good. that movement.
Uh, Dib says I can't sleep well at night if my watches are not wrinkles. It's like how a teenage boy can't go to
Oh,
sleep.
geez.
Darth Tuna is plus 0.5 and drives me nuts. Really? Hmm.
That one has an automatic? I guess, yeah, some of the tunas do have automatic. Most of them have
So,
the 7C46 quartz.
oh, yeah.
But that one, yeah, there are some with automatic movements. I don't know what's in them.
Hmm. Chat says my Omega Planned Ocean runs plus 8 seconds per day and it has all the certifications. SPB 153 runs plus minus 1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's blow through the next one super quick. Sorry, guys, we're super late. That's what happens when you have fun. Time flies. Oh, I didn't make a banner for this one. The next one was the Mark Goldberg video on Rolex. He purchased a turquoise Oyster Perpetual 41.
I actually
And
weren't sure we were going to talk about it or not. So
okay.
yeah, but yeah, I know a lot of the guys watched it. So yeah,
Yeah.
what do you guys think about? So basically, he got it from a few sources that it was that model's being discontinued, and so he paid. I give him props for admitting how much he paid, $18,000 from David SW to get one, and he said this may be really bad, but he wanted it, and before he had it on good authority that that color is being discontinued, and Rolex like only ran in the Stella dial watches in the 70s. They only had short production runs, so that's what he's going on. So
Yeah.
yeah, very.
So,
What do you think about that?
oh man, I don't know. 18K for an OP. Oh, like is that's like a 6K watch, right?
Yeah,
Retail.
yeah.
So three. Oh man, that's hard. But hey, if it is discontinued and it shoots up in value, does it? I haven't watched Mark Goldberg in a long time, and I didn't watch this video. Just so you guys know, I didn't get to watch it, but um, he doesn't seem like an OP kind of guy. So could he have just purchased this to ride the wave and sell it off later,
He
or has he
he.
kind of?
I don't know. I don't religiously watch his channel.
Okay,
I've laid into his channel for sure. But I don't know. He said he got accused of that. I think like maybe trying to influence the buy this and publicize it to try and play with the market a little bit. And he said that wasn't his
intention.
and maybe this blended into a video Bruce Williams did too. Why would Mark do that just to make a couple $1,000 if he's spending that much on a watch to begin with? So
That's true.
I
Yeah,
don't know. I think he
good
genuinely
point.
likes it. It seemed that way. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
he seemed like he really genuinely liked it.
I was watching his videos quite often because I was fascinated with what was going on with Rolex like a couple of years ago and his Rolex collection so I found him like a really interesting guy.
Yeah,
And then I kind of, just stopped watching his videos. So back then he was super into the GMTs, the subs. He got a Hulk one thing toward the end of when I stopped watching. Um, and so yeah, OP41 seemed way out of his comfort zone. But
yeah.
maybe, taste change. It's been a while since I watched this video. So
He's had some other watches on. I think he got a CQ. He's gotten some other watches. My first thought was, boy, I'm in the wrong part of the dog business. I should be a dog trainer instead of a dog runner. My goodness.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. He seems to have a killer collection. I don't know much about his tendencies, if he keeps things for a long time or if he sells them and he's kind of like us and kind of moves on to get the next one. I don't really know
yeah,
what his habits are, but yeah, he was honest about it, and I think he fully said like, "All right, tell me what you think.
yeah,
Am I crazy?" So I give him props for that. He could have just said he didn't have to be honest about it, but
yeah.
he was. So as crazy as I think it might be, at least he divulged what he paid.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and if we said 3 times retail. Yeah, that's
Yeah, Chaz. I don't know much about his training strategies, dog training, but yeah, that's what I kind of think. And I have a whole, as someone who yeah works with dogs daily, I have a thoughts about that. We don't have to get into it now, but yeah, not my cup of tea either.
yeah. Um, oh man, some rough things being said here. uh,
I did not like want to talk about this to make it a like a Goldberg. I hate to bash anyone
oh
based on
yeah,
what they do, but yeah,
yeah,
sometimes when you put yourself out there with this kind of stuff, though, I think you have to have thick skin.
yeah, yeah, for sure. I think he does.
Yeah, I think he does
Um,
too.
all right. Well, while you guys populate your opinions in the chat, let's talk about this last video that we wanted to chat about. Um, burning the midnight oil. We're burning your midnight oil.
Yes. Well, I took a nap before this, so I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed here.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so Watchfinder did a really cool video on a Longines. What was it called? A Longines
It's the aged, yeah, military.
military. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had it written down. It's gone. But military watch from the 20s, 30s,
Yeah.
Dirty Dozen era.
Yep.
Um, and I found something that he said hilarious, and I just kind of wanted to mention it here. But he mentioned, patina, simulated patina, and then he said, "All right, some of you guys had a reaction to what I just said. Some of you guys reacted in utter disgust. Others smiled and really, you know, uh, basically really enjoyed what I just mentioned. It brought warm feelings for you. And the third group of people showed complete indifference to what I just said. Basically, what he just said, simulated patina. And I was thinking, well, isn't that how anyone reacts to anything? You would either be indifferent to it, you would either be happy about it, or you'd be disgusted with it. Like, for example, Crocs and socks are a great combination. Or some of you are going to be disgusted, some of you are going to be like, ah, whatever, and some of you are going to be like, yeah, man, Crocs.
We're getting punchy.
Oh, that was good. But yeah, it just because I actually double backed on that part because I was like, did he just really say that? But
Yeah, that you're right though. That really is anything. But I to me that rang true because I'm completely indifferent about this watch. I
yeah,
don't. It does
me too.
nothing. Does I don't hate it. I don't like it.
Yeah,
It just is.
yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like it would wear well. And I'd like to try it on, but the watch, like the patina itself, is just yeah, I'm totally indifferent to it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it was a cool watch. Basically, the conversation of that video was that whether we enjoy patina, especially simulated patina. So not patina that happens over years, or not just paint, but there's some sort of aging that's going on. Because Longines says they age the dial, and no two dials are unique. And Yeah, so I thought it was a good conversation about us discussing whether we like patina or not, full patina. Uh, I'll mention that I really don't mind full patina. I think it adds a bit of color, especially like the No Time to Die Seamaster. I think
Yeah.
it adds so much personality to it. Um, and yeah, some places you can go too far. I think there's like a few micro brands where they they make it look like not just micro brands. I feel like Zin did like a stone, like a dial that's been like taken on the ground and just rubbed all over gravel.
I think
Um,
Christopher Ward has one like that too. It actually looks like it's scratched, like there's
yeah, yeah,
scratches in the dial. I forget what watch that is, but yeah.
yeah. I'm not a fan of that, but full patina is okay for me. It's just another colorway.
That's what
Uh,
I think of it as. Like that's on this watch, the No Time to Die. That's kind of what I just think it is. That's the colorway they went with. It's more
yeah,
of its own colorway. But yeah, I think that's I like the vintage aesthetic. But this, I think that with this Longines, I'm indifferent, bordering towards not liking it. I think it's maybe a little too much. But I don't know if I would buy one. I've never seen one. Dan says it looks terrible in person. I'd like to see it in person. I've never seen it.
yeah. I noticed the petroleum blue Avigation Big Eye looked awful in person. It looked,
Really?
yeah. The dial looks so good in pictures, and I saw it in person, and I was like, this looks so tacky and cheap.
Huh.
Um, like it because it has a texture on the dial. It just looks like, someone did a bad paint job. Something you'd find, on a super super cheap cheap watch. So that's just my opinion, but it had so much potential.
I
So
like
I can totally.
patina. Oh, like I like earned patina, I guess.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
look forward to maybe wearing one watch maybe for like 15 or 20 years and seeing that. The way we go through watches, will we ever have a watch that does that where we actually just wear it so much and for so long that it actually um and I've been thinking about why I sold the sub and why I've been missing the Explorer more and more. And I think I really, my romantic vision of Rolex is through one guy in particular I know who's had his pre-ceramic Kermit for years, and that thing is beat. I think I've told you about it, beat to hell, and he loves that. He's so proud of that, and the ceramic subs are just they're so nice that they don't really have that tool vibe, and they're going
mm,
to look nice forever. And
yeah,
like I don't mind that on other watches, but something about like having an intimate relationship with a Rolex and seeing that age is attractive. So that's what I really liked about my Explorer. I dinged it and you could see that like
mm,
the polished bezel was scratched up, and I think that watch wears age really cool. So
yeah,
um yeah, I think I hold Rolex to a different standard with that. Like I want it to age and I want to be able to see that.
yeah.
So
I was kind of thinking about that with this watch. Now, this is the watch that I have the longest, and now I'm starting to see some, like, significant wear marks on it, like on the lugs. There's like a scratch here. You're not going to see it because Apple does this weird face smoothing thing. I'm sure it perfects the watch for you guys. um, yeah, my face isn't this smooth in real life. Anyway, um, but I'm really enjoying how that looks. I don't mind the scratches. Um, no dings yet. Maybe a tiny nick on one of the lugs, and it just like endears the watch to me. And this watch is super endearing to me anyway. It just adds to it. Like, I was dreading the day that I'd start to see scratches on this one, because I like scratches on tool watches, not on dressy watches.
mhm.
And this is a dressy watch, and I was like, oh man, when I scratch it, am I gonna fall out of love with it? But so far, it's going strong. So
The only time I worry about it is when I'm iffy about selling a watch, and then when you see like on the Soko, I never quite thought it was going to be a long-term keeper, so I was hesitant to really wear it and scratch it. Although I did play basketball in it when I was at home with my nephew, and I didn't see any scratches. But yeah, so that. But if I know a watch is going to stick around for a long time, like I embrace it. Like I thought I was going to keep the Explorer forever, so boy,
yeah,
that thing was marked up, and I actually thought it really looked rad. Our friend Dirk has an Air King that is well worn, and our friend Homer has an Explorer also, and I think they just look great
yeah,
scratches.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Um, Apparently Laco offered each watch dials and cases, or actually James is asking the question. It's
Oh,
probably.
they have the one the yeah, they do have one that is with the higher end movement, not the Miotas. I think when they're actually using they may I don't know if they use Swiss movements in the upscale ones, but I think they do have one with I'm seeing like a darker tone of silver when I'm picturing it, and yeah, I think they make it look a little aged.
Yeah.
I don't know about the dial. Something about the case, I think. Could
Hmm.
be wrong. Probably wrong.
Wei mentions that he doesn't care about Patina either, but the Longines was trying too hard. I think the spots crossed the line.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I tend to
I think they've
agree.
done it in a bigger watch before too. Um, it's like that robin's egg kind of patina. Undertuned watch collector is indifferent about patina as well. Bruce Leroy says most of my damage comes from strap changes. Yeah, I hear you.
Hmm.
Earned patina looks great, says Neff. Yeah, yeah. To that person at least. Paul doesn't mind scratches on bezels or bracelets or the sides of the case. Sometimes I scratch the top on the inner side of a lug changing a strap, and I need my happy place.
Yeah,
Yeah, the top.
those are the ones that bother me. Yep.
Yeah, especially if like this happened with my Zenith, first Zenith, not the current one, but the spring bar came out through the top of the watch, and the spring bar was such a high tension spring bar that it left a ding as it came out
Yep.
on one of the lugs. There was like a dent, and I was like, oh man, that's the worst. And
Yeah.
Zenith lugs are just like angles, like yeah, right
That
angle.
that happened actually on my Explorer as well, although it wasn't super noticeable. But I bought I have a really hard time with fitted rubber straps sometimes. I bought
Mm,
a Horus strap for that fitted rubber, and I struggled.
yeah,
And yeah, went through the top and left a little mark. Like, I needed my
happy
happy
places.
place too. Yeah, I needed a
Rock back and forth.
Happy Gilmore.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
Uh,
All right. Well, I think that's a good spot to wrap up. We didn't really get into that Mark Goldberg video, and I'm sorry, guys, that we were poor with our
wow, it was
time
a long
management.
one. Jeez.
Yeah,
Certainly didn't
but
feel
thank
long,
you
but
for sticking with us, guys. Still 34 of you. That's crazy. Uh, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed our show for tonight. It was fun. It was fun. It's always fun having Clayton on. So
oh,
Clayton, thanks so much
it's great
for
to be
coming
here.
on,
Thanks
man.
a lot, of course. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Do you have anything coming up this week, Clayton?
I'm hoping, since I do have 5 days off this week, I'm hoping to put something out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what day or when, but I'm hoping. I'm really yeah. It's funny. I read an article about there's kind of a shortage of dog walkers right now,
Oh,
competing, trying to keep up with the pandemic puppy craze. And I've never been this busy in almost 10 years of doing this, so it's a great problem to have, but a little
yeah.
yeah, just doesn't leave much room for anything else right now. So yeah, but I'm gonna try this week. So
Yeah. Yeah. It's been crazy up at the mushroom farm as well. So like yeah, I was chatting with Torin last night, and it's Christmas time, and massive shortages with product coming over from overseas on the containers.
yeah,
That's crazy. Um,
I
but
bet.
yeah, oh Chaz, thanks for the reminder. Amin is going to be doing Amin's live stream Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Tuesday night watch chat, and Bobby Legs does Wednesday night watch chat. So do check that out. There was, if you guys are here and you didn't know, Bobby Legs did a stream before this that I need to catch up on. So I think Dib was on that. Um, but yeah, guys, thanks so much for joining us. I really appreciate you all, and I hope you all have a great week, and you guys are infinitely valuable. Don't forget that, and make good use of your time. All right, guys, take care. See
Happy
you soon.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes.